Am I the asshole for changing my locks after my friend admitted he made a copy of my key for emergencies? I, 32M, live alone. One of my close friends, 31 male, Derek, has helped me out a lot over the years, and I've helped him too. We're genuinely close. About a month ago, I had to travel for work for a week, and I asked Derek if he could stop by my place a couple times to feed my cat and make sure everything was okay. He said sure, so I gave him my spare key. When I got back, everything seemed fine. I thanked him and asked for the spare back. He handed it over. Then about a week later, we're talking, and he casually mentions, like OTS nothing, that he made a copy of my key while he had it. His exact vibe was just in case. He said he didn't want to lose the only spare while I was out of town, and also since I live alone, it's smart for someone to have a backup for emergencies. He also said he meant to tell me about forgot. That immediately made me uncomfortable. I'm not even saying I think Derek is planning to do anything shady, but I didn't ask him to copy my key, and now he has access to my place indefinitely. I asked if he still has the copy, and he said yes, but acted like I was being dramatic, and said he'd never use it unless it was an emergency. I told him I'm not okay with that, and asked him to give me the copied key. He hesitated and said he didn't have it on him, but he'd drop it off. A couple days go by, and he doesn't. I brought it up again, and he got annoyed and said I was acting like he broke into my house. He kept pushing the "it's for your safety" thing and said changing the locks would be paranoid ABD, a waste of money. What really tipped me over was I ran into Derek's girlfriend at the grocery store and she joked about my cat. I asked how she even knew about my cat, and she said Derek showed her a video from inside my apartment when he was feeding him. That's not illegal or anything, but it made it click that my place is being treated casually and I don't like it. So I changed my locks. I told him afterward, and I also told him I still want the copied key back, even if it doesn't work now, because the whole point is I never agreed to him having it. Now he's mad and says that he was trying to be responsible, and that I basically told him I don't trust him. A couple mutual friends think I'm being dramatic because it's Derek. Others think making a copy without asking is a huge boundary issue. Am I the asshole for changing the locks over this? Not the asshole, but I would have dropped it, not told him, and not looked for the key back. It's the only way you ever would have known if he did try to use it. But that's hindsight. You are not wrong, though. Not the asshole. Definitely weird. I probably wouldn't have even told him, though, since it's not a big deal to him. Why tell him you changed the locks? You could have gone on with your life, and if he mentions not being able to get in for whatever reason, then confront him. Am I the asshole for not dropping off my wife and daughter right in front of her parents' house, because the railway crossing gate was closed, and it would have taken time? Hi, I wanted to ask about this issue because I've been feeling guilty due to the way my wife has felt about this. Yesterday, I was supposed to drop my wife and daughter off at her parents' place where they were staying a couple of nights, and then go to visit some friends. Their house is on the other side of a railway crossing gate, and it can normally take a long time for it to open, especially if it's a goods train rather than a passenger one. But you can see her parents' house from the other side. So yesterday when we reached that place, the gate was closed. In fact, it had closed like a few seconds before we reached the crossing. After about 5 minutes, with no sign of the train for as far as we could see, no sound of it either, I asked her if she wanted to wait or just walk over. She said she could walk, and she and our daughter crossed the tracks and walked to her house. Through all this, I didn't drive away. I stayed there until I saw them go in, and then drove away. Today when I spoke to her, she seemed a bit quiet. I asked, and she said she was upset that I had asked her to walk rather than wait with her in the car. She said she felt embarrassed explaining it to her parents. I told her I'd asked her, that she decided to walk, that we had no idea how much longer it would have taken, but she insisted I shouldn't even have brought it up, that once I did she felt pressured to say yes. Which in my opinion shouldn't have been the case. Yeah, I needed to see someone later, but I wouldn't have had an issue with waiting. I've been feeling guilty about it, and wanted to know, was I the AH? Either your friends can wait 10 minutes for you to drive your wife and child to the door and drop them off properly. You made them get out and walk across train tracks to get to her parents' house. You should be ashamed of yourself. You are the asshole. First, it's so dangerous to cross rail tracks after the barrier comes down. Second, you stuck around anyway, so why not just let them wait in the car safely and drop them off directly at the house? You are the asshole. If you wouldn't have had a problem with waiting, why did you even ask? Am I the asshole for not helping my in-laws? To give a bit of context, I 25M bought a house conveniently / not next to my in-laws. I've lived here over 5 years now. 3 years ago, my co-brother-in-law and my brother-in-law were talking about some jet skis they had seen on Facebook Market. I was skeptical at first, because they live in a townhome, and I live in a house next to the townhomes. Well, the next day after hearing them talk about it, I came home from work to the jet skis on a trailer sitting in my driveway. No one asked me to store them there. I head over to check them out since they were trying to find a good place for it, and I walked up and let them know I personally didn't want them in my house 6 days out of the 7, especially over the winter. Living in Colorado and all. Well, it started a whole show of drama. I got called names and fake, but I felt I made the right call. I mean, it is my house, right? Well, fast forward a week, and my co-brother-in-law asks if he can bring them by because they are going to go to the lake nearby. I said sure, that's fine. Apparently, in saying that I gave them the green light to store anything at my house indefinitely. Not true. Well, they decided they wanted to clean out their house. Small townhome, 4 rooms, 2.5 bathrooms with at least 11 living there. Apparently to them it was easier to store stuff in the back rooms of my house than to get rid of it. I was going to do an oil change on my car and noticed the mess of stuff in the back. I decided after 3 years of dealing with their stuff being back there, like kid toys, tires, bikes/e-bikes/ dirt bikes, bags of clothes, furniture, chickens, etc. I decided to go over and let my mother-in-law know that I didn't want my house to be a storage for them anymore. She got mad and told me if I'm the one who goes back there to clean or take out stuff. I respectfully told her I want to clean the back, but I can't because all the stuff back there isn't even mine. She thought it was a good time to tell me to get a job, because I'm currently on unemployment, and to let me know she can give me the down payment I put on the house to leave and figure it out. I thought that was quite rude, but decided to leave and let her talk. Fast forward to recent days, everyone over there decided to come over to clean, and I chose it's not my issue to help them. I didn't help them bring stuff to my house, so I won't help them take it out. The question is, am I the asshole for not helping them clean out their mess from my house? Not the asshole. You write very poorly, though. It wasn't easy to figure out what the fuck was going on, and half of the stuff in the post is irrelevant. Still not the asshole. They're taking the piss. I need to understand what the hell a CO brother-in-law is. I'm fearful it means what I think it means. How can they even get into your house? Change the locks and leave their stuff on the street. Am I the asshole H for telling my girlfriend that she can take one of my cars out when she starts paying half the bills on them? I, 19M, own 2 cars. One is winter capable, AWD, winter tires, etc. And the other absolutely is not. It's still on summer tires and basically unusable now that it's cold and icy outside. We're currently dealing with winter temps around 7 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit most days. So realistically only one car is safe to drive right now. My girlfriend, 19F, doesn't own a car. Usually this isn't a problem because we go places together such as university, errands, etc. But recently she asked if she could start taking my car out by herself when she needs to go places, since it's getting really cold. I told her no. To be clear, it's not because I think she's a bad driver or that she's going to crash it. My reasoning is, I want to have access to my own car in case something comes up unexpectedly. I'm paying 100% of the insurance, maintenance, tires, registration, and repairs. Only one of my cars is actually usable right now, so if she takes it, I'm stuck. I did tell her that if she wanted regular access to one of my cars, she'd need to help pay for the costs, but honestly, that was mostly a way to get her to drop the issue. In reality, I don't want her driving my car in general. It's something I've paid for, maintain myself, and rely on daily, and I'm not comfortable giving up control of it. I also suggested that if she needs to go somewhere on her own, she could just use Uber or another rideshare, which she didn't like and said made her feel dismissed. She thinks that's unfair and says I'm being selfish since we're dating and she needs transportation in the cold. You are the asshole because you say you did not actually intend to honor that offer. You aren't going to loan her the car anyway. Lying about it is a shitty thing to do. Not the asshole. I wouldn't allow someone I wasn't married to / sharing finances with use my car. Not the asshole. Her expecting you to give up your car for her is wild. But a piece of advice? Don't lie and give alternate reasons for something just to get someone to drop it. You aren't doing either one of you any good.